own right there in that last Hollywood map. Some unfortunate disconnects on the side of NRG, you know, certainly not helping things out, but this Orisa look just harkens back to the days of infuriating Junkrats, and everybody hated that too, but it's okay. I love this fresh new look, and Team Envy have that win condition. Get Fissure up into a place where he can do early damage onto NRG, work up to a tire. Oh, he's already 10%. Work up to that tire, wipe even a single member of NRG. There's no, force that resurrection out from Hello, I'm Halo, and then you already know that ability is going to be down. You can whittle down NRG from there.
Well, this is a classic way of dislodging that Orisa. If you can go to the point and bring the team back there, then Orisa will be dislodged. We'll have to drop to the low ground, and that's just not an advantageous spot for that Orisa to live. As there is some progress on the objective right now, as NRG, you know, getting on it to the point. They're trying that strategy out, but Team Envy being pretty hard-headed here in terms of staying on that high ground. Eventually, they will have to move. McGravy's going to be the first one to do it. Orisa still on the high ground. Desire tried to get that hack off, but McGravy was able to get behind that wall. 2.5 ticks already down pretty much for free. NRG Esports taking advantage of Team Envy's possible lack of reaction there. Going on to the point, the pile drive now. Not going to get much as Fissure is going to go down thanks to Smex. So this is 65 for NRG. Not only have they gotten some free progress, they now have a numbers advantage. Smex is below half. Byram's below half as well. But with that pulse bomb, Kevster is going to get fire, and he's going to get fired up himself as NRG Esports is going to use the proximity mines to keep Team Envy away from this objective. Again, they just have to do their due diligence and clean everything up with how low the rest of Team Envy are. I can see that happening here very quickly.
Oh man, NRG raising the skill cap right here, pulling out not only the Sombra, but Kevster on this Tracer as well. You even have Byram on the Widowmaker. So many multi-angle threats, even for that stalwart Orisa shield. Crazy stuff. Team Envy certainly waited way too long to drop onto the point. You've given up already 2 points. There's no more room to wiggle around and play around. So NRG looking super strong coming into point B, and there's already the pick. Fire first down again.
And Fissure was spotted out because of the wall hacks, but with 2 kills going to side of the defense here, Team Envy, that's going to be really good news for them as they are going to stop this push into the second point. But NRG Esports have 3 ultimates for the next one.
Yeah, Crimzo really saving his team right there with the kill onto Azire. Team Envy able to breathe just a little bit more easily. They've weathered that initial push. That's where the snowball is the most dangerous. But with this EMP coming in, it's not going to matter how many ultimates you have on hand. Most crucial is going to be Crimzo's positioning here. You need to have that Transcendence online.
A little bit of free progress once again, but McGravy's going to react a little bit faster. Sandwoodin's going to hide within his bubble, but that's going to be gone here in just a second. He's going to have to push back. The EMP is going to go down right before Desire does. NRG Esports is going to use the Transcendence in response, and there was no fight happening, so that was an investment. Almost baits out the Transcendence in that situation. Hello, I'm Halo going back to spawn as well, so Team Envy pushing out of the objective and winning this fight, but they did invest that Trance.
The Transcendence for a 1 fight, though, not too bad, is going to prompt some swaps from NRG. Azire, you know, he may have wanted to switch already, just go for the tried and true Brigitte Goats composition for this point B push. Team Envy, they're going to be sticking to their guns. Fissure's so close to that EMP, they'd really like to use it, take away all of those barriers that the tanks thrive on.
And so the micro missiles trying to get those Reinhardt shield damage down to try to break it as soon as possible for the rest of the team. And it looks like Winston is in the back line right now, actually just checking things out, peeking his head above everyone.
Hello.
And then going right, exactly. Hello, everyone. I'm here. Smex trying to do the same thing on the Diva. What does she sound like?
Hi.
Yeah, there it is. And so Team Envy now does have 3 ultimates. NRG Esports don't have any, as Smex is going to use that self-destruct. Not going to find anyone with it. Self-destruct now coming from Team Envy. Hello on Halo is in the back, but he dies. He would have died to that self-destruct, but Team Envy is going to get 2 kills here. And the way that these spawns work, defensive spawns are so advantageous here on Lunar Horizon Colony. That numbers advantage is going to carry them through to a victory in that fight.
Yeah, Team Envy looking really solid on a map type where they have struggled in the past. They don't like those big setups, those big team fights. They like to sow chaos. They thrive on that disruption. When things are most messy, that's where Team Envy is feeling really comfortable. But right now, they've been putting together, you know, solid defense after solid defense, especially considering how hard they were rolled on point A. NRG now, though, coming in with that Transcendence. Byram may be using it offensively, usher his team onto the objective.
Stand 1 had the Discord Orb on him, but finally does get rid of it. He was below half health, and look at NRG Esports health bars right now. This attack is already weakened before it even starts. Team Envy now has that Transcendence and will have that Nano here in just a second. Earthshatter now coming from stand 1. Transcendence is there to counter it. Rally now coming from both sides, getting that damage mitigation. Transcendence now not available for anyone else. The Nano's going to go onto Fisher, who has 93 damage, 93 energy, and 100 energy now. He's just going to rip through these tanks right now, especially with that Nano. But the rest of NRG Esports trying to make something happen. Fire is down, and so is the mech. So NRG Esports have an opening here, but they will not be taking it because Team Envy gave them an opening and then closed it right away.
Oh, window slammed shut right there by Fissure and Trill. Really good reaction. NRG expending that sound barrier, even though stand 1 went down so early in that fight. Maybe a little bit of a misplay. They're gonna hope, they're really gonna want it for this next push. Good play from Team Envy. Fire, great position. You saw him throwing out those bio darts, keeping everybody alive, healthy. Gyro gonna be able to provide a little bit of that rally armor for this next fight, but other than that, Trill's Earthshatter, the only thing Team Envy will have.
Smex is going to have that self-destruct, and that's going to be launched right away here to try to sow some discord into the back line. And Fisher will be taken down, so this is an opening for NRG Esports. The Earthshatter is going to create an even bigger opening for them. Last time this happened, Team Envy shut that window, but I think that window stayed open just for a little bit longer as Kevster is going to get that D-Mech. Kevster also has that Graviton Surge. This could be a good opportunity for a zoning Graviton Surge if that so happens to present itself. Doofus, though, going to uppercut him off of the objective, but the Transcendence is going to keep everyone alive on both sides now, but now they're getting close to that second tick. Doofus has been nanoed. Oh, barely misses Brigitte there, and the Seismic Slam is not going to do much either, and so now he's going to try to make some more contact, get to that Meteor Strike. Trill did get stand 1, and they do fend NRG Esports off, but they did make some progress on the point.
Yeah, a little bit of point progress. There is going to be at least 1 tick to NRG's name, but a great play from Team Evie again, working with not quite the cards that you would hope for, but they still made it happen. A nano boost onto Fissure just for that survivability. Even if you're going to be missing some of those combos, it's about staying alive. It's about forcing NRG's hand, just running circles around, forcing them to chase you here. And now NRG once again, no grab. Earthshatter going to be online in just a little bit.
Team Envy has that self-destruct, and Crimson will have that Transcendence. Stand 1's looking for an Earthshatter. It seems like at the beginning of all of these fights, he gets below half health. The pin is going to be pinned again, so he's going to lay down on the ground. Transcendence now keeping everyone from Team Envy alive, so this defense is still running. Self-destruct from NRG Esports, not going to find any value. Graviton Surge is going to look for more. Jaru is taken very, very low. The Transcendence is not enough. There's 2 kills coming from NRG Esports. The self-destruct wisp into the backline as well. Earthshatter not getting much from Trill either, so all those ultimates from Team Envy, no value, and that is why they will be losing this point. There's only 42 seconds left. If the stall is going to happen, it has to be a miracle, and no toes will be touching on the point. Team Envy lose this out and go down 0-2 so far. It's going to be their attack next.
But we do have to remember what they started with. They were able to burn almost 6 minutes off of the clock, and this counter charge from Trill, I'm just, oh man, we talk about his ability as a main tank, and we're finally starting to see it come to fruition. Allows for the Transcendence to come through from Crimson, but unfortunately, because he was forced to use that to keep his Rhine alive earlier on, that meant that Team Envy had nothing when NRG dropped their Graviton Surge. And you know, we are in the Lunar Horizon Colony moon base. You can't breathe in space, so that black hole was exactly what NRG needed.
And so Team Envy looking to beat the time bank of 38 seconds, finishing Lunar Horizon Colony is their goal here. NRG Esports did their job, and looking at these, the team at comps, Fisher might be using that Sombra just to scout. We saw how effective that was. We said we talked about it a little earlier, but there was a Hanamura yesterday where Sombra scouted out the team comp, everyone changed characters, and they grabbed A in like 10 seconds. That 15 seconds of investment just for that information is totally worth it.
Fusion University, I think they pulled out that Pharah.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, so we're unlikely to see some more of that Rocket Queen in space. Just saying, not a lot of air to fly around in. But Team Envy may be running with the Sombra. You never say never. It could be for that scouting. What is certain, though, is NRG will be running that Winston Goats composition for the defense. It's that good mix of sustainability and mobility with that Winston swapped out for the Reinhardt. So Team Envy, you know, maybe expecting something crazy, but once they see this Winston Goats, they're going to know what the play is.
And so Fisher is going to be on that Sombra just for a little bit longer. Jaru's going on that break. We have seen Sombras run with a general GOATS composition just like this, but today is not going to be one of those days, as Team Envy have gotten to the comp we all know and love, that Zenyatta GOATS. Pretty much Moira is out of the meta at this point. We've seen it a couple times, but Zenyatta and that Discord Orb and that Transcendence proving to be exactly what you need to counter those grabs. NRG Esports stand one again at the beginning of this fight, peaking very, very low, and they are on the defense. So if they take any casualties, Team Envy has an opening to take point A very, very quickly. And now Team Envy are going to push NRG Esports a little bit further back. They're trying to get to the high ground, but Crimso is getting taken down, and they're maybe moving this fight into space. But Team Envy on the attack, they don't know how to get back onto the objective. Even though Halo is down, the path that they've chosen is going to slow them down just inherently getting into the point. But now they are on the high ground, and NRG Esports are taking up shop on the objective.
But it's not just about taking a fast fight, it's about taking your best fight. And McGravy on the high ground going to be able to scout out NRG's positioning. It will be a full 6v6 battle, though, when Envy do engage. Fisher so close to that Graviton Surge. He's highly charged. Actually going to force the trans from Byram right away.
Some beautiful bubbles from Fisher as well. Trill's going to use that Earth Shatter, knock one down, have to put the shield up for that self-destruct. Desire is going to be going down. Smex now in out of that mech. Team Envy, McGravy still in his. Fisher still has that Graviton Surge. The attack is not over, my friends, especially now that Smex has gone back to spawn. So Trill has popped up his shield up into the front. Halo is now gone as well. So this is 6v4. They're going to just give this up. They have a point B to defend.
Yeah, we don't want to be staggering any kills. We don't want to be wasting any ultimates when you know that the big battle will be happening on point B. Envy have a grab to their name. Same for NRG here, but the bigger thing to watch out for is Envy are very close to both those support ultimates. Gonna be not only able to meet any of those ults thrown by NRG, but extend the fight, maybe get another ult within that fight duration.
Yeah, good grab to win him this point, because there are no support ults coming from the other side, just tank ults at this point. The Graviton Surge has come out, and again, no support ults to counter this. Stand 1 has to use the Primal Rage to come out of that. So already invested an ult into surviving. Stand 1 is going to get Trill in the end. Team Envy struggling to get onto this point right now. Stand 1 with that Primal Rage showing a lot of Discord into the back line. NRG Esports will win this defense, but Team Envy again prepared for the next one.
Yeah, prepared for the next one, because that first one did not go their way. A really good early Graviton Surge from Fisher, recognizing that, hey, if we wait any longer, NRG definitely going to have Trans and Sound Bearer. Unfortunately, though, Trill somehow went down first in that fight, maybe just to some, good old electrocution from Stand 1, and with that, Envy lost their window of opportunity. Now they're going to be coming onto this point B with considerable less momentum.
Stand 1 is on the Reinhardt right now. It's pretty good on the Winston, but Reinhardt's a little bit better on this part of the map. Fire Strike ripping through 3 people. NRG Esports gets it through, so that's going to be some good charge for Stand 1. Trill very close to that Earth Shatter, but the McGravy DMAC is going to stop this Team Envy attack in its tracks. It's time to reset, grab that ult charge, and then do this over again.
Yeah, kind of interesting. I'm not quite sure why McGravy popped out from behind that pillar. Looked like he had the ability to hide from that self-destruct, but sometimes you just gotta say hello to the sun, I suppose. Team Envy, though, they have been drawing out ultimates from NRG, going to be able to take a highly advantageous fight in this very next push. Fisher may even have a Graviton Surge if things go well for the attackers in this next push. NRG, they have to be prepared for what could be potentially a very long and drawn-out fight as both of the teams work through their ult banks.
And so Team Envy have made their way onto the objective. They do have an ultimate advantage right now. Kepler did just get that Graviton Surge. Trill's looking for that moment to get that Earth Shatter off. Does get it off. Desire is on the ground, but that's going to be all that they get. Stand 1 does get the pin onto a Trill, but Team Envy still working with 3 ultimates as well as NRG Esports. The Sound Barrier is going to be there at the same time as the Graviton Surge. So Crypto getting Stand 1 is going to open things up for Team Envy right now here on point B on Lunar Horizon Colony. Sound Barrier is now down for NRG Esports, so no support ultimates available for either side. The last ultimate is NRG's self-destruct, but with Byron going down, as well as Desire, Team Envy are going to maintain their numbers advantage. They haven't gotten it to tick quite yet, but they have to clean this up if they want to continue.
Yeah, that's going to be the question here. Have they brought their mobs? NRG staggering onto the point really well, but they don't have any ultimates to their name. Kepster will be the closest here. It does get thrown out, but Crimso ready with that Transcendence. We even have McGravy on that 76, just peppering in that damage from up high. Byram going to be taking care of that geriatric soldier, but the question is, has that bot enough time? Stand one now back onto the field.
It's not over until the fat monkey sings. Winston needs to, we have to hear his voice before we know this thing is over. Team Envy maintaining their advantage in numbers on point B so far. Graviton Surge is going to lock this up. Desire on that Doomfist needs to do some amazing things, and that's not what we're going to see. It's just regular stall. Round 2 complete. We are tied 2-2 here on Lunar Horizon Colony.
Just a couple of missed transcendencies from Byram. I believe he was actually safe in that small hallway there at the very end of the fight. But here, if we see that Graviton Surge come out, yes, indeed. Oh, wait, no, this is way earlier in the fight. Stan 1 gets a really good charge there, but the Transcendence from Crimzo keeps Trill alive. It's really this back and forth. How much are you willing to invest? There we have it. Transcendence just a hair too late. Stand 1 goes down, and from that point on, Team Envy playing very comfortably on this point, even with the loss of McGravy.
So after McGravy goes down, it seemed like you said, it seemed like Team Envy was on the back foot just a second. But with those 2 kills that we're seeing right now, this is what started it all off for Team Envy. McGravy just switches to 76 to come back onto the point. So Trill is the only main tank that they have right now. Team Envy, though, with that 76 did make some progress there. Definitely helped out here in the end.
Yeah, certainly a good Transcendence from Crimzo to seal the deal too. You know, just really good target selection, resource allocation from Team Envy. It's like, you want to double down? I got a Transcendence, I got a sound barrier too to boot. And Team Envy really willing to kind of all in on those fights. And NRG, it looked like they were hesitating slightly, and Envy were able to punish them for, again, those micro moments of, you know, just indecision. So it will be NRG's chance to attack now. They have a significantly smaller time bank, and this is not where we thought we would be, folks, in this week for third matchup between Envy and NRG. A lot of the same letters between these two teams, but the results are speaking for themselves. Fisher back on this Junkrat, going to be hoping for an early tire this time around. It's the redemption arc.
I like the path that Team Envy is. Force NRG Esports in. Specs is going to go down. The DMAC has a happen fire with that Ana. We've seen actually a lot of Ana coming from, you know, these teams today. That's been really great to see. Trill taken very, very low, but the armor pack is there. That's just enough healing to make you your survivability just that much better. Team kill now, 16 seconds left for NRG Esports.
Oh, and it's going to be a really uncomfortable fight, a bad fight for the attackers here. No ultimates online. Smek's going to get on that hamster just to roll onto the point, but Fisher is so close to the tire. A single kill will spell doom for this NRG push.
Got there like a little too fast. So he got there with like 3 or 4 seconds left. I believe gets booped away, and now we don't get any touch on the point. I'm not going to say that's a true letter number. No, I don't
we already have enough letters between these two teams.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know, you said you were the numbers person.
I am the numbers person, but I can recognize letters on a good day.
How many?
5.
Says the numbers person.
Yeah,
All right, so NRG Esports now, we're unable to get any progress on the objective. So the best that they can hope for is a draw. And so you know what that means. Ooh. Team Envy has won this series so far, but now it is all about map differential. 3 minutes and 16 seconds. We were in the last 2 weeks, last week for some of these teams, you know, going into the January time for Overwatch Contenders, and Team Envy want as many map wins as possible because they're in the middle of a playoff hunt between NRG Esports, Team Envy, and Gladiators Legion.
Exactly. It is a packed middle of this Group B. You need those wins, keep you warm through that winter hibernation, you know? And Team Envy going to be hopefully not resting on their laurels here. NRG, they tried their absolute darndest, but if you give up that first fight with only a minute to your name, you're not going to be playing with many advantages, and Team Envy just able to overcome with overwhelming ultimates. So now NRG are going to be defending. Again, I really like the defensive Winston look. Gives you some options to play with that verticality, get on that high ground. But Team Envy going to be going with much the same. This is the comp that they took that point A with, the Reinhardt, Zarya, Zenyatta, Goats, and they're going to be going back to that well-worn playbook again.
Yeah, if you were wondering why Trill was standing still on Winston earlier, he was waiting for some information to choose exactly which tank he was going to play, deciding on that Reinhardt Reinhardt in at the end. Winston from NRG Esports is now going to jump into the backline, feed a lot of particle charge into Fisher right now, already at 80, but look at that Reinhardt. Trill taken very, very low, but he is still alive. They've actually made progress onto this objective. They've gotten there a little bit faster, so NRG Esports are pretty much going to be on the back foot here, but somehow they do make it back onto the objective. Byram and Azire are going to go down very quickly in this fight right now. Team Envy looking very strong. Remember, they only need one tick, but Smeg's going to be DMAC. This is easy pickings for Team Envy right now. NRG Esports will be going down here in at the end, even though they are coming back. You know, in terms of the kill feed, I don't see... Oh, with this Primal Rage, though, this thing could be turning in a different direction. Now that Crimso is gone out of this fight, I might have spoken too soon. Team Envy now with the self-destruct might be exactly what they need to come here, but eventually, NRG Esports are going to have all 6 people. McGravy does drop that self-destruct, but dies before he's able to get back into the mech because of Azire's Tracer.
Okay, this is time when you definitely cut your losses. Envy went for that long knockout, drag-out fight, but NRG able to play them at their own game. Stand 1 getting Primal Rage just in the nick of time, and Azire coming in clutch with that Tracer as well. Really good move. You don't want to swap Kevster off of that Zarya when you're so close to the Graviton Surge, and Team Envy, they expended pretty heavily in that last fight, but they will have that Transcendence. Okay, gonna use it now.
Yeah, the Particle Barrier was used on stand 1 as well, so Kevster's gonna go down. The Gravy's gonna make this a 6v5 against NRG Esports right now. They want to win this outright. They don't want to just have a draw. They want to have that 3-map win going into the 4th one. They want to lock this thing up. Fire's gonna use that Sound Barrier to keep everyone alive on the objective so far. NRG Esports, though, coming up on 3 ultimates. Trill with that Earthshatter is gonna prevent Byram from getting even closer to his. Hello, I'm Halo is back now. Nothing to it. Team Envy are gonna be winning this 3-0. We still have one more map to go, but Team Envy will be finding their first victory of the season.
This is
They earned it. They didn't find it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did not just stumble upon this. This is a hard fought and well-earned win. Trill really coming in on his own. Sure, solo shatter the enemy Zenyatta, right? This is a point where every kill matters. Hey, you know, who knows? Byram has come in clutch before in the past. He may well have built up a Transcendence within that last fight. What was really crucial, though, was that early kill onto Kevstar as we see him pop up onto the kill feed. He was 4% away from a Graviton Surge. Just gonna put it out there. And Team Envy, who knows, if they had been forced to expend that Sound Barrier in response to Kevstar's grab earlier, they would not have it at this point to capitalize off of Trill's play. So it is all about that back and forth, but this time around, all the cards fell Team Envy's way, and they walk away with their first season win.
But we are not done yet. Again, map win-loss differential is so important for both of these teams. So NRG Esports, while they have already lost and dropped down to 2-2, they still want this map win. It's just going to help them in the end. They're in control of their own destiny. If they win again, they're probably in. But next week's matchup is against Second Win, and that's going to be tough. You want to give yourself the best opportunity, and winning this escort map is how you do it.
Yeah, you definitely need to put your foot down. A 4-0 sweep would be incredible for a team like Envy. And as we all know, they do incredibly well on Escort for whatever reason. Could be, some, flanking Earth Shatters, maybe some letter numbers from the enemy team, but they find their magic mojo on Escort. We may be going to Dorado. Seems to be a really preferred map for Team Envy. No, it's going to be Route 66. I do believe that is the enemy team's pick. So we're going to be going to the Wild West instead, folks.
Yeah, if Envy was choosing, they definitely would have taken Dorado. But hey, they're undefeated on Escort this season, I believe, so it don't matter. They've already won, and now is an opportunity to prove themselves that they are here. This is by far the best that they have played, and something we said at the beginning of the game is we don't quite know where NRG stands, and I feel like we're still in that same position going into this 4th map.
They're going to be exiting this week 4 2-2. Could not be more even. It's like, right? Team Envy really going to be looking to put their foot down. Today has been kind of a day of litmus tests. Where do these teams really stand? We had an earlier upset, incredible stuff. And then today, again, definitely the underdogs triumphing over the better, more established team.
Well, as time goes on, you think the playoff picture will get clearer, but not in this situation. We've muddied the waters quite a bit, particularly with this game. And the next one with Skyfoxes and Legion. Legion's really going to want to go for that 4-0 because, again, they have that victory over Envy. And so they're feeling good about that. So Gladiators Legion need to get that 4-0 against Skyfoxes later. But again, the waters are muddied right now. Team Envy do win the series 3-0, but we are on Route 66. We're seeing goats on both sides. I can tell you that Hello, I'm Halo is probably going to switch to that Lucio after some scouting from Spawn. Team Envy rocking goats as well.
Yeah, no surprises here. We're probably going to see a pretty aggressive, optimistic defense as well from Team Envy. If they stop the cart very early on, their win condition just going to be that much easier for them. It's so nice when you can see that finish line, just visualize it, right? NRG, they have the chance to set the pace. That is going to be quite a bit of pressure, but we've seen this team triumph before, and we're going to need some, headshots from Byram right now, already taking quite a bit of opening damage.
Yeah, you hear that cling, right? Byram, that means he made some contact with that forehead. Byram, though, in the back line, getting those heals in there. Stand one taken very low, but Trill will be the first Reinhardt to fall. Some good harmony or placement there from Byram as we're getting some really good looks out of Zenyatta right now, fragging out and doing some good healing. He does fall in the end, but NRG Esports does do enough damage to make it onto the payload, but no, maybe not anymore, as Jaru's gonna try to bring this back. Desire is down, so NRG Esports had an advantage there, didn't take it, didn't take that opportunity, and Team Envy is pushing back to spawn.
Yeah, even with those offensive respawns so close, Team Envy going to be able to regroup without losing any more members, and that's crucial for Sharp. He cannot let go of this high charge. Zarya already over halfway there to that Graviton Surge. Kevster actually beating him a little bit.
And so the particle barrier for his ally from Sharp is down, so that means the Reinhardt stand up from Trill is going to be much easier to take down for the foreseeable future, but not as easy as it was to take almost everyone on NRG Esports off of their feet, but no kills are going to come from it. NRG Esports do use that sound barrier to keep this fight alive. They have an Earthshatter of their own. Self-destruct coming from NRG Esports will be getting Crimzo. Team Envy is going to drop one of their own, and Halo is going to go down for that, so support on those self-destructs. But Team Envy finding a lot more value in just that skirmish in the end. Team Envy come out on top on this defense.
Yeah, that was a back and forth trade between the two teams up until that Graviton Surge from Kevster. That was, again, kind of that turning point for Team Envy. Yeah, we're all inning, we're dropping self-destruct and the sound barrier. We're throwing everything into this. NRG, though, will be coming into this fight with a little bit of an advantage. They're going to pop that rally, give everybody some of that armor.
Stand one is going to be using that armor almost immediately. The Earthshatter has gone down. A couple people are on the ground. Fire somehow survives this. Had a little bit of healing, but in the end does go down back to spawn. Team Envy struggling on this defense. All of a sudden, NRG Esports take that victory, but Team Envy will get another shot.
They will certainly get another shot, and it was, largely a lost fight for them anyhow. They had to be expecting that NRG would wipe them with the advantage that they came into that fight with, but now Jaru will be able to apply that warm embrace of armor. It's probably lined with Fleece, I'm just guessing. Brigitte, she's very crafty. But Envy now, this is going to be a much more even fight. No longer, though, Byram coming in again with that headshot.
Arts and Crafts a little too intense for Byram. Wanted that to stop. Jaru going to be dying with that rally. So NRG Esports going to get Streets phase over, or actually Streets phase started. Big Girls is going to be in the past for them. But Stand One's going to get that charge kill onto Sharp, get a ton of ult charge on that. NRG Esports looking good so far on this offense. Was stopped by Envy a couple times, but now the momentum is there.
Yeah, it's certainly on their side, but Jaru wisely didn't pop the rally in a panic in that losing fight, losing that the ability to provide the armor for the rest of the team. NRG, though, working their positional advantage, already on that high ground. Kevster trying to put in a little bit of damage. You already got Grav, man. But Team Envy now have to try and meet them here. They're also going to be taking that high ground, now rotating down onto the low ground. Who pops that Grav first? Going to be a big decider.
It's going to be Kevster, and it's going to be right into a defense matrix. Team Envy's going to drop theirs, and it will be connecting. Azire going down with that self-destruct, so Team Envy are finally taking the NRG Esports momentum away. NRG Esports won 2 fights. Team Envy now just won the most recent one. Will they be able to keep this defense going, though?
It is kind of that back and forth debate game. How many ultimates are you going to use here? How many you want to drop? You really want to drop that Grab. I swear it's like totally winnable. NRG, though, they didn't fall for that bait. They're going to be coming back in with 5 ultimates to their name. Team Envy, they won the battle, but can they survive the war?
Well, the Graviton Surge is going to come out from Kevster this time around first. 3 members will be trapped within it, but Team Envy will be healthy throughout the entirety of that Graviton Surge. Now the sound barriers are coming out from both sides. Byram does not have a Transcendent, so that is it for the support ultimate. Smex is not going to be able to get back in the mech unless he's able to get some good damage on that Buddy Blaster. Made it a little interesting, but Team Envy are going to continue on this defense. NRG Esports has an Earthshatter and a self-destruct for the next fight.
They have tools, but Envy has been working this choke really well. It's so hard to burst out of here. You have essentially two options. You can go the low ground and work around the cart, or you can come through that canyon on that high ground. Both of them very predictable. It's all about, again, feinting. Stand one has that Earth Shatter at the ready. Trill is empty in terms of ultimates, but Sharp so close to that Graviton Surge. Oh, he's so incredibly close.
Oh, he wanted to use it just then, but he was still at 99%, was able to get it off in at the end. Stand one is going to go down. Kessler is going to use the Graviton Surge of his own, but the support ultimates aren't quite there. Crimso's so close to that Transcendence, was unable to get there. Team Envy, the rest of it are getting taken very low as well. Jaru's back in spawn. NRG Esports taking advantage of the lack of support ultimates from Team Envy, and they are going to continue on this payload if Trill does go down in the end, and that's exactly what we're going to see.
Yeah, Trill does go down. A couple of members of Envy still alive, though, going to be milking that payload as best as they can, buying seconds off of the clock. It was actually crucial that we saw that D-Mech from Fire onto Smex. It forced that D.Va to waste more time, jump off the cliff just to get back into Mech. And Team Envy, even though they did end up losing that fight, it worked out pretty well for them. NRG had to win in order to have a chance here to continue.
Well, Team Envy is back in full force. NRG Esports can say the same thing. Stand one Earth Shatter. Team Envy's got Crimso and that Transcendence, and will have that sound barrier. So they are prepared for whatever ultimates do come online from NRG Esports. They are still on the payload. The Reinhardts are going against each other. The Brigittes charge each other and land on the ground. That's going to cause Desire to go back to spawn. Team Envy identified what was going on and took advantage of it way faster than NRG Esports did.
Yeah, great shield bash right there, and the rest of Envy, as you said, Boop, they smelled blood in the water, able to capitalize, fall on those fallen members of NRG Esports, and now 10 seconds left. It is going to be a sloppy fight, an overtime fight. If NRG want to keep this payload alive, they have that sound barrier. Will they have time to get value from it?
Oh, this keeps happening.
Oh man.
Yeah, just slow enough to not make the point, right? Like, I think this is like the 4th time we've seen this today, not even in just this map, maybe even 5th time, where it's like they're almost there and then you see them, just one more step is all they need.
It's like when you're in a dream and you feel like you can't move.
Totally.
Except it's real life, because you're getting booped. I mean, I said that this was the age of divas, right? D.Va, Zaryas, and Graviton Surge Bigger Bang combinations, but it could well equally be the age of the boop. Mispositions have been so crucial throughout this entire season, whether it's from Lucio's, counter charges from Reinhardt's. You thought you're going to be across the map, but surprise, you're stopping right here. Or, you know, Brigittas, what have you. The shield bash, those boops are so strong, you know, and NRG, unfortunately, they just could not touch the payload. A lot of times it's a little bit more complicated than that, but this time around, Envy able to stop them with a single ability.
The boop revolution, right? We're living in the age of boop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my gravestone.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be your new Twitter bio.
Living in the age of boop, man, I love it. Anyway, Team Envy gonna be on this attack next. NRG Esports unable to complete Streets phase, but Team Envy have been looking strong all series. Honestly, they've been looking like a stronger team as this thing has gone on, and they were looking much better than they usually had in Game 1.
Exactly. Team Envy really, you know, finding their mojo as this series has, you know, come through, seeing that inner, you know, angry main tank that we know Trill has. And now it is Team Envy's chance. Are they going to be able to complete this sweep? 1 point and 75 meters stands in their way. NRG, though, going to make things as difficult as they can. They're going again with this aggressive defense.
Well, they're looking for those runes, and Stand 1 hits Jaru over the head with one. The Fire Strike kill will be getting him in at the end. Team Envy will be stopped up here at the beginning of Route 66. I love how teams have adapted their defense here. I know a long time where they would just go to Big Earls, right? They would just cede all of this space.
Everybody's staged on Big Earls, but that was kind of the day when you had long distance damage. So you could shoot from the high ground down onto the heads of the attackers, but right now it is all about that brawl melee range fight, and NRG getting closer to that Graviton Surge, getting close to that Earth Shatter. Team Envy still trying to make headway.
not very close to anything other than that Transcendence, but eventually they will get there, and if they're able to take the ults that NRG Esports gets early, then they'll actually have an advantage here in a fight or two. It's not about getting to the point right now, it's about winning the right fight. The stand one is going to go down early though, so this is a 665 for Team Envy right now. The Graviton Surge into the self-destruct will be grabbing Sharp in the end. That's what we call the bigger bang, my friends. The Team Envy though, still functioning with 5 members. They have allowed them to get onto the payload, but now it's just a race to get back to the big Earls possibly for NRG Esports, but no, they are trying to assert themselves and be aggressive, get some of that ult charge. Smex is going to move into the team with that Discord Orb, but get away just in time.
That is a very confident D.Va play. Optimistic, I would say, but he does escape with his mech still intact. Sound barrier now popped from Hello, I'm Halo, trying to urge NRG to go a little bit more aggressive, but Fire able to drop the later one for a bit more value. However, the Earth Shatter will be the final decider. Jaru caught on the other side of the payload, unable to receive any healing, even if Team Envy had it to give, and so NRG going to be able to, oh no, get the Boop credit for that kill on McGravy too. So NRG still looking strong.
Yeah, investment going on both sides, but they're going to come out pretty much even as well going into this next fight. Transcendence on both sides will be online. Sound barriers very far away, so are the Earth Shatters. They pretty much have equal footing outside of the Graviton Surge. So what can Team Envy do with the Graviton Surge? They must know that NRG only has that one support ultimate, and now we have a self-destruct coming from both sides. And NRG's not going to find anything with theirs, but McGravy will be finding Hello, I'm Halo with his. So this is 6v5 for Team Envy's attack. They've had a hard time moving this payload past Big Girl so far, but with Smex getting D-Mag, he will be going down eventually. Stand one is going to be falling down instead, going off the map, I believe. Team Envy now, Trill has that Earth Shatter. He's trying to make some things happen, and this is the Trill we know and love, and we know he's capable of, as Kevster will be going back to spawn. Took his own life with that particle grenade, but he was going down anyway.
Stand wood, I go down on my own terms.
The half percentage of ultimate might be the difference maker here at the end.
You never quite know, but Envy going in aggressive. NRG a little bit caught off guard. The momentum certainly no longer their way. The time bank, though, is a little bit different. Both Brigida's popping that rally. Oh, and there we have a shield bash into the Earth Shatter.
Man, I love what Trill is doing. That is what we know about. He's so aggressive here, and his team backed him up. And with that shield bash, the Earth Shatter came through very, very cleanly. Team Envy now ahead on this fight once again. There are only 38 seconds left, but I can almost guarantee you they're going to get more time here in a second.
Oh, nope, there we have it. Byram goes down as well. Poor Zenyatta, and Team Envy going to be able to continue to press forward here. NRG now going to be sweating just a little bit nervous. They are coming up onto some supportive ultimates, but Team Envy have been able to weather that perfectly in the past. Just back off, especially when NRG choose to use those sound barriers aggressively. What do? Just back up. You have time, you have that distance to give. It's the defense that has to stand their ground, so just wait out all of those overshields, then engage with your own ults.
Yeah, so NRG Esports giving up the high ground. It doesn't really matter what this team comp anyway is, that they better function together. Graviton Surges now are out. NRG Esports are going to get the first blood onto McGravy. The self-destruct is going to get fire as well. So NRG Esports functioning with a 6v4 here on the payload. They will be stopping Envy. They had the momentum, but you said this has been back and forth this whole time, and that's another great example of how.
Oh, certainly. NRG able to stand tall here, and now they're going to be trying that spawn camp flavor of the week or flavor of the day. We've seen quite a bit of this, the old rope-a-dope, forcing Team Envy out of that alternative exit and go all the way around Big Earls in order to get back to the cart. So wasting a lot of time here. NRG playing it very well because they know that when push comes to shove, they have the ultimates to hold things up.
So Amp It Up has been used on both sides. NRG Esports has an Earth Shatter. Team Envy not really having anything. Trill will have that Earth Shatter. Crimson's going to have that Transcendence. Earth Shatter will be grabbing the Brigitte. Rally was en route already, though, but Sharp's going to get that first kill onto Stand 1. So this is a 6v5 for Team Envy against NRG Esports, who only has a Graviton Surge to their name. Ezire's going to go back to spawn. Team Envy getting the kills they need, getting that ult charge, as well as Sharp will have a Graviton Surge for that next fight. But both teams struggling now with that ultimate economy.
NRG only have a grab to their name, and hopefully it's all they need. Byram, though, actually coming close to that Transcendence. That's going to be an advantage that NRG have to draw out the fight even longer. Team Envy very far away from any of those defensive ults, but the thing that could make or break it is going to be these bigger bang combos. Both Smex and McGravy so incredibly close to that bomb.
Sharp, very crouchy right now. And that's how you know the Graviton Surge is coming out. Does get a lot of people in that unwilling hug. 3 members of Team Envy in the Graviton from NRG, and they're going to find a little bit more value. But this was a clean attack from NRG Esports, or defense, if I should say so. Team Envy will have an opportunity to come back with those 2 ults.
And 2 ults plus that
3.
Transcendence. Jaru's rally may be what Team Envy needs as well. Hey, Sharp, he had the advantage. Might as well go for that cheeky Graviton Surge. You got what you wanted out of NRG, a Transcendence and their own Grav to boot. So now the playing field has been largely evened up once again. Team Envy, this is going to be their last shot. They want the sweep.
NRG has no support ultimates, however, so there is no Graviton Surge to worry about, but the Earth Shatter could be all that they need to win this outright. Team Envy are going to wait for Trill to open things up with that Earth Shatter. The Discord Orb is already on stand 1. The Earth Shatter not going to get anything. That is going to be a wasted opportunity, but Crimzo is going to get stand 1. No Reinhardt's on either side so far. Oh, now the Transcendence from Team Envy is going to keep them all alive. NRG Esports not close to that Graviton Surge, so that's a really great time to use a Sound Barrier now for Team Envy. Going to keep their HP up high, and that's going to help Sharp take down Desire in the end. Stand 1 is on that Ham, and he will be coming back with that Wrecking Ball. We'll see a pile drive here in just a second. Transcendence now coming from NRG Esports. That came out second, but Smek has just gotten D-Met. And Kester going down as well, so there's not a lot of meat coming from NRG Esports right now. Team Envy definitely in control of their destiny on their payload right now. NRG Esports cannot maintain. Team Envy will be reaching that yellow or green box of victory. They are going to get the sweep 4-0. Team Envy take the victory.
NRG crumbling in the face of that Envy aggression, and it will be, what a great story. For their very first win in all of Season 3, a sweep. Just, delivered their way. Not delivered, earned, in fact. We have to come back to that because this is really this is peak Team Envy. We've seen glimmers and glimpses of kind of those beautiful combos, that never say die attitude, right? The good rotation of those ultimates. You drop 1 transfers, then you drop that Sound Barrier if it's not quite enough. We saw that working here in this very last fight. And Team Envy, they knew exactly what they needed to do in order to win, and they were willing to take a couple of those losses in order to have the better later fight.
And so something I want to point out as well is how good both of these Zenyatas played today. And so Byram had those fragging moments. While Crimzo didn't appear on the kill feed all that much, his transcendences were there 95% of the time.
I would say Crimzo's trances have been a major difference maker. NRG, for their side, unfortunately, we were kind of only calling out Byram's name. Well, 1, if he shows up on the kill feed, and 2, if it was like, oh no, the trans, just a hair too late. So as we actually saw in that last fight as well, just a hair too late. But there's still 1 week left. Team Envy have set themselves the best possible road forward. NRG, they got to play a little bit of catch up, but I mean, I'm just so happy that we saw some really good, high quality, fresh Overwatch today.
Well, and remember, they're facing Skyfoxes next. Team Envy is, and so there's some possibility to pick up some maps there. We're going to see Skyfoxes next against Gladiators Legion here in a second. Are you excited for that game?
Yeah, definitely excited. I'm always excited for Overwatch, Boop.
Yep, and so we're going to throw it to a break here in just a second. We have been Chris Boopasaurus, Lessard, Evie, HamTornado, Feng. We will see you guys next year, but next up will be ZP and Avast bringing you Skyfoxes versus Gladiators Legion. We'll see you soon.